get on a Zoom in about 2 hours. But it's my first day back in LA, and I'm like getting reacclimated. I got so much to do. So much to do. Don't mind this. I'm stripping this sofa so I can reupholster it with this fabric that I sourced downtown LA to give my living room a Moroccan, modern Moroccan theme. I don't know. I'm figuring it out. Don't judge. But I have been thinking, I did go to sleep last night, but I also have been thinking so much. And then I got on TikTok, and TikTok helps me think because I found some really insightful, amazing people. And it really helped put perspective to my feelings of being triggered yesterday and frustration and all of that. Hey, Angela, welcome in, boo. So I'm actually like kind of excited where yesterday I was really annoyed and just wanted to quit. My how the times have changed. Also, I'm a Gemini, so apparently that tracks. I got this new water hose, which I'm so excited for. Because I had a traditional water hose, but I live in like a townhouse, and I have to like string it up and pull the water hose up to the top floor to water my garden that's on the top patio because the little outlet for the hose is on the bottom. And I had a traditional hose, which is so freaking heavy. And I think I had a 50 feet one. And now they have these little compact ones. I see my neighbor with one, and I bought this one from Target. It's 50 feet as well, but it's so much smaller. It's lighter. It's an expandable one. Why can't I get this damn thing open? I came back, child. My garden, it doesn't look terrible. It doesn't look as bad as it would have looked if I did not have anything going. Like I have drip irrigation going, but I definitely think one, I had it watering too frequently. Oh, this part is like perforated at the top. I can't. I was supposed to do it. Anyway, and I got some things I need to do to like help get it back into a good spot. But this is 50 feet. All of this together is 50 feet. So what I'm about to do is get this set up and swap out my old hose. I am going to, like I said yesterday, I was going to ask you guys if you wanted me to do like a rewriting scenes from All American live with y'all. Like this is crazy. This is like 20 feet on stretch, but then once you turn it on, it'll expand. But it makes it so light and deal wittable. Okay, we're going out on the patio real quick. I'm gonna do that later tonight. So I'm gonna probably set that for like 6 p.m. and do like another live. I think it'll be great because I'll also be able to process some of my feelings around what we saw yesterday and in my live yesterday. So part of what I like have been wrestling with and thinking about is, and I guess y'all get to see like my garden a little bit. I gotta be careful because I'm also not trying to blast my damn house on the internet. Um, okay, hold on. Let me figure this out, y'all. Because I need this part to be up here, and I'm gonna toss this other part on the side. Hold on. I'm gonna have you facing the sky, so there shouldn't be no clearly defined whatever. All right, so I'm gonna toss this over the side, which is so awesome. It just makes my life so much easier. And for right now, I'll just wrap it around here and tuck like that. Okay, let me give y'all a garden tour real quick. Okay, so what is this? Chamomile. I got a prune. I can't show you everything. I'm not trying to show you where I am, but this is chamomile. I got some cilantro, which is starting to bolt a little bit up here, so I got to cut it. This basil is going to seed, so again, I need to prune. I need to fertilize everything, unfortunately. But I have like this drip irrigation set up. So while I was gone, I had it set to water every 2 days. And I feel like it was probably a bunch of overcast or whatever. And it was a little bit too much because I got a bunch of fungus gnats and whatnot and stuff. Anyway, rosemary, this chocolate mint, which I had never had before. And then just regular sweet mint, which is growing beautifully. Down here is some lavender. What pepper is this? This is probably like, I think, sweet peppers. Yeah, this is like sweet pepper plant, and then this is like a Tabasco pepper plant. I want to get a habanero. Then I have my little like tower here. I put seeds and stuff, and I don't know what the hell that is, but it's starting. I have some flowers, but my flowers also died. So like this was supposed to be, this was African violets, and I'm gonna do a TikTok or a short or something to show y'all what it looked like before my 2.5 week, 3 week travel, and then now after. Because this soaker was supposed to be spraying all of this, but I don't know, I guess it didn't. I don't know. I'm also seeing all of like this green stuff that I need to deal with pop up. But these are 3 different type of tomato plants, which I definitely have to prune. They started growing outside the cage, so I got to reel that in. I actually wound up picking this part earlier because I was trying to like pull it back into the cage and I accidentally broke it, so I got to prune this. Anyway, tower. So there's a bunch of strawberries on this tower. This was another flower. This was an African violet, I believe. And maybe more will come in the little buds there. I don't know. I gotta study the life cycle of the African violet because I don't know what the hell's going on. This feels like it might be some new ones coming. And it's not dead, but those flowers like are cyclical. I don't know. Marigolds, strawberries. This one hasn't started to fruit yet. More strawberries. Marigolds. This one is more strawberries, but you can see it's actual strawberries coming out. I got a few, y'all. I got a few. This strawberry plant is doing so well. I think once I fertilize, it's going to be even better. I'm trying to block this part back here, but this is another African violet that was back here. This is another African violet, which maybe it's not dead. It's just the flowers did something. These were strawberry plants that I got from a bag. Didn't buy them live. I just bought like the little, I don't know, bolts or whatever. I don't know. They never took. So I'm going to take these out and like plant some other stuff in this spot. This might turn out to be like a whole like strawberry tower because I definitely want like a shit ton of strawberries this summer. I don't know. This is, I think, a regular tomato plant. This one is cherry. This one is a lemon boy, so it'll be like big old like a burger tomato style, but it's yellow. And then yeah, I still gotta clean up because I was like rushing before I left, so I gotta sweep all this stuff up or whatever. Okay, Coley. He's a trip. Anyway, you said it would be cool. Okay, cool. I don't know what happened over here because I had a bunch of seed starters and this was like my lettuce seeds and it was doing well. They had sprouted before I left. I don't know if this soaker hose was working or what. In here it is, these are cucumber, which I grew from seed, and these are green bean, which I grew from seed. That's why the leaves look different, but clearly something, I need to get some neem oil because something is coming and trying to freaking tear up the leaves. And then this one is a watermelon plant, which has some pretty great growth so far too. I just need to start to try to train it to grow up this trellis. And now this is all of my like upstairs patio. Y'all can see without me showing too much. That's the one side with the new holes that I was telling y'all about. And then this is the other side. And then up here, it's just my little grill. I need to figure out the little seed starter things. This is my little makeshift table that I built. Hilarious. Okay. What was I saying? Before I started. What was I saying, y'all? Oh, when it comes to triggers and like retype your message because sometimes it's not showing me the message right away. I don't know why it does this. I guess they're still trying to like figure out the kinks or whatever when it comes to this like live situation. Oh, this is really dry. I need to water this now. There are so many. What's in here? Okay, I need to figure that out. Oh, wait, I don't realize I left this outside. Did it rain? This is fertilizer too. Anyway, yeah, girl, I'm trying to grow more of my own food. Um, I was watching a TikTok today, and I really appreciate it. It's this really dope creator and intellectual on TikTok. Her name is Amani, but she goes by Crutches and Spice, and she's a trained communicator. Like she has a degree in communications or marketing or something like that, and she really breaks things down in a very digestible way because for her, it's very important for not only her to say important points or to communicate important thought, but also for it to actually be received and understood. And in listening to her, she was talking. She does a lot of activism and like rewording certain things in reference to the conversation around these genocides and Palestine and Congo and Haiti and Sudan and our government and how things are working. Like she's just very great about that. And I have been in the last, I guess, 2 months been rethinking just how I approach content, how I approach conversations, because whether it seems like it or not, I like to talk, but I like to talk to have really great conversations. I don't like to talk just to talk. Like I'm not a person who just wants to hear myself talk, right? Um, and a lot of times, depending on what conversations I'm having, on what content I'm creating, and the conversation that's eliciting, it feels like that. And I think that those are the moments where I feel frustrated the most. And I would actually call to, like, I'm sorry, y'all. These damn fungus nests. I think it's the potting soil I got too, which I'm mad because I didn't sterilize it before I started using it. But I'm gonna have to order more, get some neem oil. Anyway, um, that part becomes very frustrating because I feel like I'm starting to have a bunch of conversations and specifically arguments slash debates over and over again. And it's like, I'm not finna argue with your bald headed ass. Like, that's my energy. Whether y'all are bald headed or not, when I get to that space, that's what I'm imagining in my mind about people. And what triggered me yesterday, well, when I really unpacked it, because I was talking to Naya last night. We were texting for a very long time, so shout out to Naya. But a few things triggered me, but what really triggered me was specifically Erica James and her Layla's winning now. After seeing the most recent episode and seeing like her on the brink of tears throughout most of the episode, processing this break in and vandalism of her business, processing her place within her mental health journey and the medication tied to that. Aside from the fact of like the medication is seemingly helping her by like nulling her or like evening her out so that she doesn't feel things hot or low. The conversation that people need to also think about is the conversation of Black women with health within the healthcare space. I am a person who at one point in life really wanted to be a doctor. Full stop. Like that was what I was supposed to do. I have a master's degree in biology. I was pre-med at Xavier University. Like that was a very real thing. And I part of doing that was the whole idyllic, oh, you become a doctor to help people, to save people, yada 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 yada. But it's still a very real thing for me, even if I had become a doctor, is understanding that Black women within the healthcare space are not taken care of, are constantly ignored, are having our pain and our trauma dismissed and not considered in the same way as it pertains to how we are perceived and received in reference to getting treatment. And bringing this back to Layla, she has yet to go to her doctor, but we don't know why. They haven't communicated why. And we're not even taking into consideration the fact that, oh, she could not necessarily have a great relationship with her doctor. She could not necessarily trust her doctor anymore because why has she been on this medicine since high school and it did this thing to her? Did she ever communicate this to this doctor? And then they didn't actually listen, or they said this is what's supposed to do and this is just how it's supposed to go. Like none of those things are actually coming up, but I'm getting people push back to me about how wrong it is that she hasn't gone to the doctors because she told Jordan she was going to go to the doctors, but it's not wrong that Jordan's not giving her space to process her feelings and be able to navigate whatever the hell this looks like for her. And he he's more so playing I gotcha with like, you told me you was going to the doctors and you ain't go to the doctor, so this gives me a right to be mad at you in a moment where it feels like the whole rest of the world is mad at you. It feels like you are receiving punishment for something that you don't even know what you did for basically existing, because you had your business broken into and vandalized. You are not necessarily excited about this big moment that's supposed to be coming in reference to your wedding, because you're dealing with this, you're processing your mental health, and there could be thoughts in reference to, is this going to be like this forever? Like, there's just so many things. And to like sit on that live and to have Erica James specifically try to argue me that Layla is in a great place and she's winning when she's literally suffering and very sorrowful in the episode, it took me back to a place where I have cut off people in my real life for similar things, because there's only but so much advocating I'm going to do for you against you. I get triggered very really, in a very real way, and it's something I have to come to grips with when it comes to Black women, because I don't play about us. I do not play about our love. I do not play about our health. I do not play about our intellect. I do not play about the space that we deserve to take up. I do not play about our place in this world. I do not play when it comes to how society wants to treat us versus how society needs to treat us. And for me, a lot of her rhetoric yesterday specifically felt like she was discounting my criticism of Jordan, because for me, he was dead ass wrong, making the situation worse, that he didn't actually have anything. Like, if you didn't have anything to add, at least don't do no harm. But you're diminishing my criticism of this man to try to play like this girl is okay, when you're literally doing two things: perpetuating of, if you say it's okay, it's going to be okay, without actually doing any type of work or seeing about this person. And then the other part is like, oh, the reasoning behind it is, well, it's better than what Spencer did for her, which was better than what Ashley did for her. And I'm gonna say it again as what I said on the live: just because Jordan didn't cheat on her emotionally yet, and just because Jordan hasn't done certain things and hurt her in the same ways that a previous lover or a previous boyfriend did, does not mean that the things that he's doing to hurt her now are okay. And getting into a position to have an argument with a Black woman about how it is okay for another Black woman to be hurt because it's not the same hurt that she experienced before, I ain't doing it. It will immediately trigger me. It'll immediately make me mad. It'll immediately make me go the fuck off. And I was trying real hard to maintain decorum and respect, because I do have lot of love and appreciation for Erica James as a human within my community. But I really don't play about that. Like, I literally have cut off women that I have known my entire life. I have a homegirl who I grew up next door to, who is no longer my homegirl, because she chose to belittle herself for a man. And that is the life that she chose, and she deserves to make that decision. It's her life to live, but that's not something that aligns with me. So I'm not going to spend the rest of my life advocating for you when this man is cheating on you, disrespecting you, burning you, verbally abusing you, physically abusing you. I tap out. I tap out. So that is like the skinny of the most triggering part. And then also like the other part that's kind of like, I don't know if I can necessarily dub it a trigger, or if it's just like something I'm very uncomfortable with but have to get comfortable with, is like the whole conversation with men and like bringing their asses along or getting their asses together. Because there was a few men, Kofi, who I really love and appreciate, on the live defending Jordan, and the defense of him being the way that he is a defense of men doing the bare minimum or centering themselves in issues that are not actually about them, which definitely just continues to perpetuate the patriarchy. And when I say that, it feels very trite because people automatically tune out. And I hate the idea of like saying certain things that are very real and I think are very true, but are not actually received. So I don't even want to say it anymore. And this takes me back to the TikTok by Amani, because she was talking about how people were trying to cancel the TikToker Keith Lee for working with Pizza Hut. And she was like, well, he didn't know, and he was very genuine in not knowing, and we have to do a better job of advocates in any space to have the conversation at a second and third grade level, because if you start having conversations above a fourth grade level, you're ruling out 50% of America, because we are illiterate, because we don't understand, because we're not educated in the ways that we should. And there's no dig to the people who are experiencing this or who are not at a certain comprehension level, but that's just what it is. And it repositioned all of this conversation for me, because it's like I've been making, to me, very strong points. I have been very honest, truthful, and I feel like consistent with the language that I was using, but I cannot say that I have gone out my way to try to make what I'm saying make sense for a second or third grader. And for me, I get to a place where I want to just walk away and throw my hands up if I feel like the things that I'm doing are not working or impactful, or I can't do anything about it. And now I have another thing that I could possibly do to keep me in this conversation, even if I'm annoyed, even if I'm triggered, because I have like an objective to have. Now I need to figure out a way to communicate it at this level, if that makes sense. For me, the depression and anxiety are deep. She could be bipolar like her mom. Also, they never mentioned which doctor. I'm not sure who prescribed her meds. There's just so much to it. And like, for most people, like I'm seeing comments now. I'm going back on the live and I've seen comments from people who I respect. I love their opinions and I respect them typically. And they're like, well, she was wrong. Jordan was right. And I'm just like, it is so much bigger than that. And it takes me also to a very simple thing that comes to mind a lot with me when I'm dealing with people that I love. I ask myself, do I want to be right or do I want to be in relationship? Because if being right is going to cost me the relationship and doesn't win me anything in reference to them actually getting better or doing something, then what the fuck is the point of being right? Layla said she was going to go to her doctors and she didn't go to her doctors. She's wrong in that way. So like let's beat her down and make sure that she knows that she's wrong in that way. What does that do for you other than sacrifice the relationship, take her back to a place where she doesn't feel safe with you, she can't actually talk to you, and maybe she makes it to her doctor or maybe she doesn't, but now you done already torpedoed the relationship because you needed to be right in this moment. Like what? But that's just how I think. Let me know what y'all think. I could be pruning while I'm out here actually. So now I have a little bit of marching orders. Damn, this thing is. Oh, I gotta press it down to do. Ah, I need to go get some neem oil. Oh, I don't like this. It's not a spring action. This is how you know it's cheap. I want a spring action one, so I know I need to go get one of those. Um, what the hell is this? I feel like bird. Oh no. Oh, it is spring action, but this just popped off. Haha. This might have just came from here. I was just about to say, birds be dropping shit in my. Here we go. Haha. The spring popped off. Most of us black women have been beaten down our entire lives. It isn't something we should be proud of, but do things differently. Yeah. And I feel like that's what I advocate for with my commentary and all of that, but that is, it just gets totally, completely misunderstood. And I hate that for me, but that just is what it is. And for me, it's like now trying to figure out how do I continue to do it in a way that actually lands and resonates with people and doesn't completely burn me out in the process and just make me fucking want to be done altogether. Um, is that okay? I'm trimming all of this. I'm being very aggressive with this printing because also I feel like that's also how I'm gonna get the most tomatoes. All right, we can bring this back in here. Have you lift up there, boo boo? Baby girl, you need to be growing up, not out. Thank you. All these damn things. All right, I need to be fertilizing, so let me go ahead and get that. Yeah, I need to share this live, y'all. Give me 1 second. Give y'all a view of the cucumbers. I'll be right back. Shanoa. Yeah, I'm trying to like, I'm just getting back, so I'm trying to get my garden together because some things went haywire while I was gone. But I'm also talking about being triggered on that damn All American Live. What seeds are these? These are the Swiss chard seeds that fell out. God damn it, or were these the... I finally got some like trading card holders. I only could find one though. Like I found this by Happy Saints because the Walmart I went to was doing inventory. Oh, I think, oh no, maybe these are spinach seeds. They all fell out. Which is great because my spinach was ruined. My little thing fell over downstairs. I still gotta show y'all the downstairs patio garden. But I got these hopefully to hold my seeds. Hopefully. Let's see, those are the open ones. But there's so many things to do. Ugh, so many things to do. But what I was talking about before, I said I was going to share this live. For me, it's cool to sit and talk about television shows and characters, but the thing that like really rings true, which I don't think that people get about me, which is why I take kind of like offense to when people are like, you know, you do know it's just that show, right? Please take y'all asses somewhere else with that comment. Because yes, I'm very much aware, like I'm very highly intelligent. I'm very much so aware this is just a television show. However, for me and for people who are like me, who get deeply invested in stories and find lessons, resources, whatever, in stories, they become more than a show because it becomes a way that you learn about life. It becomes a way that you can experience things and learn things that you don't necessarily fully have to go through on your own. And this is becoming so ever present for me. The more I like have conversations with my family, like my sister and I were talking back in March, and she was like, I know that you like television and film or whatever, but like, what is it about it? Like, what, like, I don't get it. And I was like, I don't know. I just always watched television, even like while I was growing up. And I went to a math, science, and engineering high school, but I've always been into TV, like always. I never thought I could do it. I never saw myself in it per se. But like a great example was like, I told my sister, I was like, I looked up to like Moesha Mitchell. I didn't look up to my mom based off of like some of the experiences that I had growing up. I wasn't looking to my mom to like set an example for me for various things, or other people around me, because I was in a very interesting circumstance growing up. And I think that's the power that we have in media. So aside from us kikiing about some crazy story that's playing out on television, like I think people come to me and my platform expecting just this trite or basic conversation, and I just don't approach television and film that way. And that's the part that like annoys me the most, because I'm here for entertainment, yes, but from ultimately for like community and connecting over things that can actually move me forward and move people who look like me forward. And that's what really I think grabbed my eye about All American when I first fell in love with it when it premiered. Like when I binge watched it on Netflix, from that first season, and like fell in love with Spencer James. It was so much being said and so much being done, specifically tied to the black experience. And it wasn't just the black male experience, even though it was based on a story by a black male or of a black male. And for me, again, it's more than just sitting around Kiki and talking about some damn TV show, but it's like, what can we learn? What can we grow? How can we grow from consuming this stuff? And I do realize that most people are not watching TV for that purpose. Cool, but like y'all also should not be following me. Like if it's that bothersome to you, if you feel like I'm too passionate, if you feel like I'm too intense, if you feel like I'm too anything, then just stop fucking watching me, because I'm not gonna stop looking at things how I look at things. But bringing it back to what I was saying earlier, it's good that I'm finding this new perspective to like grab onto, and like a new objective to grab onto, because it's definitely quickly burning me out to feel like I'm having ridiculous cyclical arguments with people about nothing, when I'm literally trying to fight for them to regard themselves as everything. And the thing with Erica James specifically was like, yo, like That's one thing I draw the line with. I'm not arguing with black women in real life or online about your worth. You want to count yourself as a penny, you want the dumpster juice or whatever the else, have at it, sis. I'm only going to tell you you are worthy. I'm only going to tell you you are great. I'm only going to tell you that you need more from this man, only but so many times. And then I'm going to walk the fuck away, because I've had multiple women in my life that I've had to walk away from, or else I would have been dragged to the pits of hell with them and their poor decisions that is specifically tied to their lack of self-worth. Chanel says, I haven't finished the replay of the All American Live yet, but I saw the mini live from yesterday just before I joined. I think people underestimate media as a tool to push conversations forward. Our American media is more powerful in educating the American masses than our education system is, than all the years of our education system. I understand that, which is why I'm like even more invested in being in this space. You can write a textbook all the hell that you like. You can write all the books all the hell that you like. But the way that Americans consume media is unprecedented compared to everybody else in the world. The way that we produce media is unprecedented in comparison to everywhere else in the world. And in the same ways that our government and our society tying into pushing capitalistic agendas and the marginalization of minority people within this country, we can also utilize media to empower ourselves and to educate ourselves on the shit that actually matters. And I really need people to understand, stop coming to me in my platform to have conversations about bullshit when it comes to this. Because I'm not here. There's so many people here for that. There's very few Ericas. Very few of me consuming popular media and pulling out the specific nuanced points that are tied to your self-worth and development. Why in the fuck are y'all so focused on trying to diminish that? If you are here for a kiki, a laugh, a cut up, and a joke, which you're going to get too, but if that's all you want, go elsewhere. I got a whole list, and there's no shade. They're my damn mutuals. I think that they're brilliant and funny. But I know freaking YouTubers who are specifically not here for the fucking serious shit. Go talk to them. But like having me argue with you about how Layla is actually winning in life when she has a bullshit ass partner that is exacting additional emotional harm on her, all for the sake of his ego. Child, go to hell. Go to hell. Respectfully. Y'all, DC packets is too big. I knew I should have bought a little thing and just melted it myself. Oh man, I'm going through a situation like that now. I'm just a little hands off because I don't want us to conflict, because I believe you have more worth than you do. And I'm tired of hearing about how you keep letting that man do you not. Child, been there, bought the t-shirt. I don't have friends like that anymore. I don't. And it's not to say that I have friends in perfect relationships, because we all living in real ass America in 2024, and the dating pool has piss and shit in it. But at some point there has to be an evolution. At some point there has to be growth. At some point there has to be a raising of standards, so that hopefully you're actually aligning to a place to get you to what you want in life. There is no way in hell I would be able to still entertain the same friends, entertaining the same bullshit men at this stage, but then also desiring what I desire. That shit don't align. You bitches want to sit on the phone and kiki, and like I used to give my homegirl my car just so she can go and catch her fucking man cheating. I used to run up on women that he was supposed to be with and like confront, like, wow. And it's no shade to the young women specifically, because if you are also doing that, child, stop. But the young women, because it's a part of your growth and development. I felt like it was part of mine. I didn't have somebody to like fully tell me. Like I said, I didn't necessarily look to my mom. My mom has very tumultuous relationships with men. She did not make good choices with men. In a lot of ways, she was a breadwinner in a lot of cases when it came to men. So what I saw, which I didn't necessarily look up to, but what I saw in my family was examples of women doing the most for men, because the goal is to keep the nigga, not that the nigga has to be something, be about something or whatever. And it could put you through hell. They could not have no money to add to. They could just do whatever, be on drugs. Like, they could do whatever, but as long as their presence is there, that's all that matters. And you have to bear the brunt of what it looks like to sustain that bullshit. That's what I got to see growing up. And my dad lived in Detroit, and I went with him for the summers, and he was married, but his wife did not like me, and she let me know it. She treated me terribly. So on the one end, with my mom, I'm seeing these very volatile, let me see here, romantic relationships and examples of men. And then with my dad, I think I was seeing a pretty strong display of manhood and providing or whatever, but he also was like a Caribbean man who was not taught emotional intelligence, and like he valued education and money over everything. Still to this day, he valued money and education over everything. And my dad has had to concede a lot in my adult life because I pushed back on a lot of things, and I need more. Like, for you to be considered a provider, you just cannot, you can't just provide financially and think that you're providing. And that has been a thing with my father recently, or within the last like 7 years or whatever. So he's grown in that way. So I would say I've never really gotten just this amazing, well-rounded, great example of what it should look like for me in getting into relationship with men. And because I didn't have that, I made certain choices. And then when I made certain choices, I had to suffer certain consequences. And that's a part of the growing process. Cool. It's when we get into our 30s and we still doing this dumb shit is where I'm just like, okay, the buck stops here. I'm gonna, I guess, organize this a little bit better later. I kind of want to make, like, I guess, other containers that's a little bit smaller so that it fit and looks more neater. But at this point, I'm just trying to get all of my seeds out of my little irrigation box, because I just threw them in there. But does that make sense, y'all, or am I just rambling? My dad checked my stepmom when I was 16, because up until that point, I was a very quiet kid, a very shy kid. I had a lot going on at home, whether it was at home with my mom and what she was deciding and who she was dating and had around me, versus, you know, my stepmom and what was going on. I never really told my dad what was going on until I was like 16, and then he did check her. But by then, like, all of the damage had been done. My dad and I, when I was growing up, I had a very, I don't know, I felt for a lot of years in the conversation where I told him about what was happening with my stepmother. I like had an outburst basically, and I was telling him that he didn't love me, and one of the ways I know that is because he let his wife do X, Y, and Z, and he was like, well, I had no idea she was doing this. And then that's when that kind of like came to a head, and he did check her. But up until that point, I would be around him, and again, my dad is an immigrant ass daddy, a manual labor immigrant ass daddy. So when I would come to Detroit every summer, I was working with him every day, going with him every day a lot of times. But I never felt safe to talk about my feelings, to talk about what was going on. I never felt safe to bring up anything that wasn't in line with like the mission at hand. So he really didn't know for like a smooth 10 years because he wasn't paying attention. Like, he trusted his wife at the time to take care of the home. He provided everything. He paid for everything in the house. It was a very nice house in Rosedale, Detroit. When I was 6, they had my first sister, and then, you know, she became like my stepmother's world. But my stepmother also was like part of the reason why my sister and I are just now in adulthood now finally having a relationship, because she used to tell my sister, my middle sister and my younger sister, but me and my younger sister have a really great relationship, or like a much stronger relationship than me and my middle sister. But she used to tell them like, oh, your father doesn't love you like he loves Erica. He loves Erica more. And it's so wild because that whole time, like, I spent like, well, maybe not up until like age 3, because my dad moved to Detroit when I was 2. And he went to grad school. But I spent from like maybe 4 or 5 to 15, 16, really believing like my father didn't love me, and I was going there every year as like punishment, out of obligation. But that was his way of like loving me, and I had to learn that too. Like that's something that came from me going to therapy when I was 20. I told y'all in the live before, like when I first went to therapy, the first thing that my therapist was like, "Oh, we need to get these mommy and daddy issues together, because that's like the crux of what has you stuck and struggling." So I said all that to say is like I get it. I get the missteps, which is why when we see certain things play out on shows, I don't have a problem with it. I'm just offering my commentary to offer the perspective and the lived experiences that don't typically come at the same time that you're experiencing it, in the hopes that people who are watching it cannot glorify some of this toxic, traumatic shit, but learn from it and see that like it doesn't actually have to be this way, even though it is this way for a lot of people. And I don't know, it's a little disheartening sometimes to watch me be demonized, or like to not even watch, because I like feel it. I get demonized for it, like to know, like I haven't gone to see it, but to like get a message of like, yeah, somebody created a whole Reddit thread about you because they're mad at what you said about Olivia. And it's like, y'all are bashing me and creating whole forums because I want you to not show up as a narcissist, because I want you to know how to get into a relationship and truly show love if you feel love, because I want you to be able to identify when somebody is operating out of their own ego versus true selflessness. Like that is very wild to me, and I guess that's something I'm still processing. Yeah. I don't know where I was going with all of that, but I can't stand the evil step parent. Aren't you tired of being basic? You know what? And for her, she also was going off of like, I guess, what she felt and not having words for some of the things that she felt and not being able to articulate certain things. So like she had a conversation with my mother while I was young about feeling like my father only spent a bunch of time at home when I was there, and I only came on the summers and like Christmases. But otherwise, he was like working constantly. But when I was home during the summers, he would make a point to like come home for dinner every single night. But I also would be with him working, so he would have to bring me home. And she took that as like, oh, he loves her more. He only wants to like really give into the family when she's around. So it was more so from her lack of perspective and lack of understanding, lack of emotional intelligence so that she could process her feelings, that had her, project her anger and frustration and resentment onto me, which wasn't right, but that's what I think happened. I have, of course, since forgiving her, because she is not the only one of my father's women who I have experienced. They're divorced now, but she's not the only one of my father's women who have experienced very interesting things with child. But that's what I liken it to. And for me, with growing a platform, right, y'all, and like having all these people follow me and like listen to me, that is what I want to do with it. Like I want to share this stuff, like how you might experience some deep hurts, how you might be misunderstood or mistreated or whatever, but like what can you learn from it, what can you do with it, because there's so many people who are growing up without anybody to talk to, without anybody to help them process their feelings or their lived experiences. And it's like, well, why won't people just leave me alone to do that? If it's not for you, cool. But like, leave me to my damn devices with the people who do want to make sense of some of the bullshit life throws at them. Hey, Zinga. You at the gym? Are you planting? Girl, I'm trying to salvage my... Right now, I'm trying to organize my seeds. But I'm also going through and trying to prune and salvage my damn garden. While I was gone for the 2 weeks, I had my drip irrigation set up, but it kind of overwatered my plants. and then like things like kind of overgrew or whatever. So like now I'm trying to get everything together. So I'll do another little quick garden tour real quick. But this is my upstairs patio garden. I have also downstairs patio garden because I'm trying to grow more of my food. But I'll show you. Just give me a second. Let me just finish with these seeds. And it just says some people just don't want to be better. I feel you. I don't know what you haven't been exposed to or don't. I feel you don't know what you haven't been exposed to or don't want to learn. Right. And I swear people treat it like I package up my videos and like plant them shits on their front door or like download them into their brain every morning before they wake up and make them like know what I have to say. Like, y'all literally don't have to listen to me. Somebody posted a comment and was like, I feel like this channel is becoming so one-sided because this is just turning into a bash all American. I didn't like the episode. I told you why I didn't like the episode. This is my channel to discuss how I feel when consuming this content. I'm supposed to pretend that I like the episode so that you can feel like this is two-sided. It is one-sided, babes. It's my side. It's my channel. I don't know what you niggas want from me. I'm here to do what the hell I want to do. If it becomes beneficial and helpful to you for me to share from the lived experience, perspective, and the lessons that I have learned, great. But if it's not, I am not going to change what I am doing with my time and energy to suit you. I think people got the game fucked up and they think that, like, y'all don't pay my salary. Like, you're not even happy. Y'all not even really subscribe to my channel. You ain't members on my channel. Like, you're giving me nothing but your attention, which I think is very important, and it is a form of currency. But it also becomes a detractor because it comes with all this negative ass rhetoric trying to fault me or demonize me for being articulate and in touch with my own goddamn feelings. Like, and knowing exactly what I want to say and saying it. Like, you don't have to listen. Y'all would think I was like killing people or beating up children or something. I'm saying what the fuck I think. You have agreed to listen. I did not tell you to come here. Half the time I don't even know how you got here. I got a bunch of seeds that fell out and I don't know what they go to, but I don't want to waste them. So I kind of want to plant them like a little mixed bag and see what pop up. Well, I can tell this one is a cucumber seed. I feel like maybe these are spinach seeds at the bottom. I'm gonna just put them in this and something. Or I can like look up the seed size. Yes, girl. I'm here getting in. I love that. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. I just hope that it would have worked a little bit more perfectly, and it didn't. But it's not bad at all. I'm going to show you. It's really not bad. I had a lot of growth while I was gone. Some people want attention, and they get it by talking crazy in the chat. I guess, child. But even that, go heal your trauma around not feeling seen, loved, or heard in your life some other way. Because the worst way, I feel like I do a good job of talking to people and keeping an open line of dialogue with my subscribers and people who are like choosing to be in community with me. The wrong way to get me to give you attention is to be dismissively contrarian. Like, if you're not being contrarian to a point where you actually have facts, figures, or something to move this conversation forward, and you're just being contrarian just to fucking be annoying, then you're gonna see a whole other side of Erica, because that shit is annoying. I hate it, and when I get annoyed, I get nasty. I do. I was really trying hard on yesterday's live not to go there, but I also was like feeling exhausted just because I knew my travel day was about to be long, and like I was prepping for that and have a bunch going on with my family and trying to show up for them. Like, I legitimately am trying to be a great person in real life. And contrary to popular belief, that actually takes work to not be selfish, to consider as many points and perspective and people as much as possible, to actively consider the circumstances and choose when to put yourself on the back burner so that you can prioritize, prop up, and listen to somebody else. That shit takes work, and all of it takes energy. So when I tell you, annoying me for the sake of fucking annoying me is the worst way to get my attention, because once you have my attention and I'm on demon time, you are going to wish you did not have my attention and I'm on demon time. I'm petty. And that's something I was thinking, like, oh, I don't want to be petty. You know what? I actually don't mind it. Because the people who I'm going to be petty to, your ass deserves it. Like, you literally have to come and bother me to get me to this place. And now you get what you wanted. You wanted a reaction. You finna get it. You have peppers coming out. My pepper plants haven't grown as much this last few weeks, but I'm hoping. I'm very hopeful. So I bought these little trading card holders, but they're too big, so I wound up having to fold the. Oh shit! I had to fold the things in half, so I gotta find some. Either gotta get some bigger trading card holders, or I gotta find some envelopes that are smaller and probably more uniform too. And I'll probably like cut out a picture and put it on there and relabel it so it's so much neater. But I'm happy that I have this, because before I just had them all in my little box with the system that I used to like build my drip irrigation. So I'm gonna put it back in here just so it'll stand up. But that's that. And I still got a couple other sheets, which I'm glad, because when I bought it, I was like, damn, I'm gonna need more. I knew I had a bunch of seeds, but I wasn't sure. So I still have 5 sheets left. Okay. Now we are. Oh, and I got a new hose, y'all, because I had that freaking old hose. Y'all ain't tell me. Nobody told me that we are using a new school hose that's expandable, so it takes up less space and it's not as heavy. But I went and got one. So yay. I'm about to fertilize, actually. Okay, so let me give y'all a little more real quick. Mouth rated E for everyone. That's hilarious. What's the favorite thing you've grown? Tomatoes are like the easiest, and you get so many of them. Some of those folks have been saying the same thing for the past 4 episodes. I don't think I could handle the personalities as well as you have. Child, I try my best. Okay, but okay, over here, this is a watermelon plant, and I'm growing everything in containers. The lines that you're seeing is all the drip irrigation, which comes from my water hose. That's on the first floor that I trail up so that I can set a timer and it will automatically water things for me. But I clearly have to work that out because some of the stuff got overwatered. This is cucumbers, but that one in the middle there is green beans, which there should be more green beans, but I guess because I definitely planted more green beans. Or wait, that's a green bean plant too. These two are green beans, but they're both vining, so I put them here, and the watermelon is vining as well. So they'll grow up these little trellises. This I did a plant from a nursery. These I grew from seeds. So these all started as just seeds. I had a cucumber plant that died that I tried to like salvage and put in here, and it clearly didn't work. That's that. So I just kept this so that I would know. But this is not, these are not from plant. These are from seed. This is a lemon boy tomato plant. So it'll be a yellow, like big, what's the name of those like big tomatoes that you use for like slicing and putting on burgers? It will look like that. They'll be yellow, but they'll be like those. And I have white flies on them, so I need to do some neem oil and treat these, which neem oil is a natural pesticide. Again, the irrigation is in there with the holes. This is, I think, cherry tomatoes, or might be the yellow cherry tomato. And then this is a regular larger size tomato. So it's 3 tomato plants. It's another one downstairs. This is an African violet, and this is why I'm saying that things died, but I feel like they just keep flowering, because then I still have these new buds here, and the soil is not completely dry, so this might be fine, and it still has all this greenery. So when I left, all of these had like really pretty violet flowers, And I guess it just goes in like cycles. So I gotta look up the growing cycles for these things. Oh shit, hold on. I got that hooked up to my little battery. And then I have this little tower here, which is new to my garden this year. Um, I don't know what that is, but it's a seed I planted. So we'll see what the leaves look like when it comes up. I gotta plant something here because ain't nothing growing out of there. I thought I had planted something, but it didn't germinate, I guess. There as well. Strawberry plants. I have a bunch of strawberry plants. This is a marigold flower. So I'm trying to also just plant a bunch of flowers here so I can attract as many pollinators as possible because cucumbers need to be cross-pollinated or whatever. This was also another African violet. And again, like it has this little bud coming, so I guess it's like the next flower is coming. But I'm like, why you gotta look like this and shrivel up? Even if your life cycle is over, I would rather your whole thing just fall over because it looks all dead and whatnot. But y'all can see that the soil isn't dry, whatever. Strawberry plant back there. It's a bunch of strawberry plants on this tower, y'all. I think I planted strawberry seeds here, haven't germinated yet here as well. This some of these are season plants. So these strawberry plants that you see are from the like hardware store, but I did plant seeds as well. More strawberries, but no fruit on these ones. However, this one right here has a bunch of fruits, which it didn't have before I left. I'm so excited about it. Like I don't want to mess it up too much, but I have a bunch of strawberries coming in on this plant in particular. Like, look at that little cute strawberry. I'm trying to grow so many strawberries, y'all, because I eat them like crazy and they're so expensive to me. And I got different varieties. So this is also another strawberry plant that's growing. So again, it's different varieties. Hopefully, it's different flavors. Now this, I bought a bag of like the buds. So like these were like plants that you go and you see the plants and you go get them and like transplant them. This is like the buds. And these have not germinated yet. And I planted these like a month ago. So I'm about to pull these shits out and go and buy more plants because these strawberries never freaking got started. And they're supposed to have like a warranty. So I gotta see if I still have the like bag or whatever. But that pisses me off. More marigolds, more strawberries on the side. I don't know. I gotta plant some things in the backside over here. All the way up here. This, I don't know what's going on with her. She's struggling up there, but she's also at the very top. I can't see. And then I got some more African violets on this side. But again, all of them have dropped their freaking flowers. I don't understand. Anyway, I got some freaking basil that's starting to go to seed. So I gotta prune so they can know to stop flowering and keep giving me leaves because this is a little shrubby plant and I usually grow basil huge. This freaking cilantro is going to seed. This is the top of it, but I gotta prune this as well. Chamomile, rosemary, two types of mint. So this is some kind of like chocolate mint, which I was like, okay, I'll try. It's supposed to have like a sweeter taste to it or whatever. And then this is just regular sweet mint. Down here is lavender. This is sweet, like peppers. And then this is like a Tabasco pepper, like a spicy pepper. Yeah, that's my upstairs garden. Clearly, I gotta sweep and clean up. I had some seeds started over here, but these dried out. So I don't know. I guess this soaker hose wasn't working while I was gone. Because this was like some lettuce that I was starting from seed. And as you can see, they shriveled up. And then I just have my, clearly I haven't grilled yet because I have cobwebs, but I have my little grill right there because I do like to be barbecuing and whatnot. So that's that. Um, that's my garden right now. And as you can see, things are just like overgrown and wildly growing. And I gotta prune like crazy. Um, that's the upstairs. And then downstairs I have zucchini, butternut squash, tomato. I had spinach, but I had another tower like this one. I had another one like that downstairs and it fell over. I think my fucking landscapers, because I live in like this community and we have an HOA and everything, and every Monday landscapers come and they when I first moved in here, I had a plant on my balcony and they broke it because they used a little blower and that shit blew it over. It was like a little cactus, whatever. But I feel like they did something and they knocked it over. And I got a call from my HOA saying, "Oh, your plant fell," and she cleaned it up for me. But that was my spinach plant. I think I had some more strawberries planted down there, but I'm gonna plant some more seeds or whatever. And I still need to like look and see because I want to do a full fledged garden. I be planting stuff that come to mind, but I'm like, also, girl, we need to plant things that can make full meals for you. Like, let's get it together. um, where do you put the oil? So neem oil, you can water with it so that it'll get down in the soil. Because I also have some fungus gnats growing because it was being overwatered. So neem oil, you can just mix with the water can and do that. But I also have, I don't have them up here. I also have sprayers. So you put it in this little contraption and it makes it into a fine mist and you spray the leaves. And it's an organic pesticide. Are you worried about the birds eating your strawberries? Yes, I seen one of them little holes pop up here before I came out here, and I'm gonna have to get some bird netting. I guess this is my first year like successfully growing them, so I'm gonna get bird netting. But also another thing I saw, and y'all, I go to YouTube University for a lot, and when it came to gardening, I started learning gardening in 2020 during lockdown because we wasn't doing shit. But they say feed the birds, so I think I'm gonna get one or two bird feeders, um, and put that out. So like maybe they will like leave my berries alone if I give them something else to eat. Strawberries take a year to be good. Oh man, I'm hoping I can get some this year. We'll see. I know that blueberries, because I want to do a blueberry plant in a container, and that's going to take a year. So I'm probably going to plant that in the fall. They said it's best to do that then, because then it can overwinter. And then the following year is when you'll start to get some type of yield. But then it's the following year after that it gets established that it's really great. Oh, thank you. They'll multiply in the second year. Man, I guess. We'll see. Well, maybe I need to just buy more plants because I need fruit this year. The groceries is high this year. Like strawberries is hella. Well, now it's like in berry season, but I be wanting strawberries all the time, and I eat a lot of them. So I'll go to the store and I'll buy like $15, $20 of like strawberries containers, and eat them in a week. If I was a bird, I would be eating them berries after nuts and seeds. I can't find a farm. I live in LA. I go to farmers markets, but it's a hop, skip, and a jump to go get to the actual farms. And then even that, like I've been going to farmers markets for like the last 5 years, and I get it. Everybody's prices are increasing, but like the farmers market, they be taxing just as much as the grocery store these days. Listen, me and these birds are gonna have to come to a damn understanding. Well, I'll plant something somewhere else in the damn in the community so they go eat there. What's my favorite fruit? Probably watermelon, but I don't eat it often. Not often enough. This summer I'm trying to change that. Watermelon I think is definitely my favorite fruit, but the fruits that I eat the most are some form of like orange, strawberry. I really like honeydew melon, but I don't eat that often at all. Maybe cucumbers would technically be my favorite fruit because I eat it in a lot of stuff. Yep, I'm hoping. So I grew in 2020. I grew a few um, watermelons that I never ate in my container. So now I'm hoping that I actually get to eat because I started traveling. Like it was getting really big, and I had it like I had to do like this like little sock method to like string it to the trellis so that it could hold it because it was growing over my balcony and everything. And then I had to travel. So by the time I came back, it was like all messed up, and I wasn't able to pull it when it was ripe and eat it. I don't put no salt on my watermelon, but I know some people do. I know people do tahini as well, and they do it on mango. Oh, I actually really like mango a lot too. I ain't even gonna hold you. Mango is really good. I prefer to eat it in the islands though. Like my dad is from St. Thomas. Like I really love mango when I'm in St. Thomas. Um, So 6 o'clock or there around. I gotta schedule it. I'm going to do the little rewriting session. So I'll be back here on live to rewrite some of the scenes of last night's 2 nights ago's episode of All American and what I would have done. I think that would be productive and like give me something to add to the conversation without feeling like I'm having the same trivial ass arguments over and over again. Oh, I'm supposed to be freaking fertilizing. And I got my little new hose. No, this hose is so light. Like, what? Yeah. Like, it is so light. Anyway. Let me fertilize while I'm here. Before I drop this live. And my phone is saying it's about to die, y'all, so I'm sorry, I am using this. It's not necessarily, is it organic? It says it's organic, but I try not to do store-bought shit. But this was on sale, so I grabbed it when I saw it. And I'm glad I did, because I don't have time to go grab no damn eggshells to crush up and blend up and make nitrogen. I don't have time right now. I'm trying to insert this as much quickly as possible. Oh god, it stinks. It stinks so bad. Fertilizer smells horrible. And nothing like to make it money on time. My dad always makes sure we have it. Yes. Oh god. I hate how this smells. And look at it. It looks terrible. Terrible. Kind of concentrated for this time, because I think it's going to raise very too, so. Get on the leaves. I didn't even read the damn instructions before I did this. cucumbers don't really need to get fertilized like that. I don't need to fertilize the watermelon just yet. And those are not really dried out. Lord, I done messed up the damn. Why is this spray so hard? These aren't necessarily like dried out. So I think that's good. We good now. Okay. The other thing I need to do is trim this thing. Hold on, y'all. Okay. This part's kind of hard. I can't really show y'all because I can't show y'all where I live. So, Jesus. Y'all gotta set up with that. But basically, you got a lot more growing to do, girl. So like this flowering ain't gonna work, honey. Ain't gonna work in the least. I really need to start a compost. You eat a cilantro, honey girl. Maybe I should make some tacos. This cilantro smells amazing. Oh, I should make some cilantro lime rice. Oh, it smells so good. I gotta look up why is my chamomile yellowing. Do I need to? Herbs you typically don't need to fertilize, but like, is it too much water? What you got going on, girl? And rosemary, do you need more light? Because what is your issue? Mint is growing like crazy, which it typically does. It grows like a weed, but rosemary, get your shit together, girl. This freaking potting soil that I bought, I also feel like it had spores in it. Because, like, what are these little mushroomy looking things that I'm seeing pop up? Miracle Grow, count your fucking days, huh? Count your days. It smells so good. I think I got more room. I can do something else next weekend. Also, don't be trying to overcrowd everything. Yes, child. It's key. Because people never stop wanting, they never want to not prove that they're not weird. And it's not necessarily a safe place. Set it all back. I don't know what the hell I'm trying to say. I remember when I first started gardening, I never wanted to like prune because I was just so nervous. Oh, I need a steak in this. Why don't I have a steak in here? I thought I did. I never wanted to prune. I was like, oh, you can't cut it off because then how it's going to go. It was like, that's how you help the plant utilize its resources for what it really needs to utilize its resources for. Okay, I actually need to stake this, y'all. So, I don't know how I plan to do without it, but I'm about to stake this. Because all of my tomato plants are indeterminate, so they can grow however the hell big they so choose. Without stakes, it gets a little tricky. That was easy enough. Alright, y'all. This is going to be the last one because my phone is also trying to die on me. And I need to try to go get some work done if I'm going to go live and write with y'all's asses later. But thank you for listening. Yep, see, it's at 5%. Thank y'all for listening and for being here for another day of daily lives. Oh, I can go ahead and get rid of this whole piece right here, honey. I really appreciate y'all. It's always a great chat. And thank you for your time and attention and support. Okay, I don't want to break this, so I'm just going to wait. Like, oh, I can wrap it around here so that it'll grow up. And then I can loop it back in that way. That's going to get a bunch of fruit. It has flowers coming on it. All right, y'all. See you later. Look out for, I'm going to schedule a live, so look out for it. And it's select the little thing to tell it to let you know when I go live. Because that one will be scheduled. See you later.